To talk about some of the major differences between the parties. The one thing that is different to me between the left and the right is better at deferring gratification. Immature people are not very good at watching suffering and knowing it's for a greater cause. You know, if a drunk really wants another drink, you shouldn't give it to him. He's going to be really unhappy if you don't give it to him. So if you give it to him because you don't like to see him suffer, all you're doing is guaranteeing an escalation of future suffering. Watching suffering and knowing it's for a greater cause. And this immaturity seems to me all over the left. Like you see a poor person, it's like, oh, let's give that person money. You see a sad person, it's we got to do whatever we can to make them happy. Now, that's not a moral thing. Generally, what happens is people feel very unhappy when they see someone suffering and they want to eliminate and alleviate that suffering. They don't fundamentally care about the other person's suffering. What they care about is their own suffering, right? Which is that I suffer when I see someone sad, therefore I'm going to do everything in my power to make sad people happy, not because I think it's good for them, not because I care about their long-term interests, but simply because I feel sad when I watch them. And that's really, really, this ability to recognize and process suffering is really, really important. You don't want to get the little suffering of exercise, and so you get the big suffering of osteoporosis. And I think on the right, they're much better at deferring gratification and able to handle suffering. You can't have a civilization if people get to escape negative consequences. You just can't. I mean, just think about it in terms of fire insurance. If you phone up the fire insurance company and say, hey man, my house burnt down, I didn't buy any fire insurance, but I was wondering if you could just cover me anyway, they have to say no. Because if they say yes, there's no insurance industry anymore. If they say yes, and the word gets around, as it will, that the fire insurance company will pay out claims even if you don't buy any insurance from them, then everybody will stop buying insurance and you won't have an insurance industry anymore. And if you look at the history of the West really over the last 100 years, a lot of it, my friends, has been around this basic problem of we can't stand to see people suffer. We can't stand to see people suffer. And that is guaranteeing the greatest suffering of all.